Prep 3, New Hello, Unit 17, Animal Life in the Past. Lesson 1. Ask and answer. How many kinds of dinosaurs used to live on the Earth or on Earth? Of course, we know that there were lots of dinosaurs, different kinds of dinosaurs were living on Earth, maybe in the Ice Age, maybe in the Stone Age, okay? And most of them were eating either meat or plants. Let's go and see in our lesson. Exercise 2. Read the website and check your answer to exercise 1. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs lived on Earth for more than 50 million years. By studying fossils, scientists have worked out that dinosaurs died out about 65 million years ago. The fossils show that there were more than 700 kinds of dinosaurs. We also know that some of today's animals come from dinosaurs, such as lizards and birds. Why did dinosaurs disappear? Scientists have suggested different ideas. For example, the weather became too hot or too cold, or the dinosaurs caught a terrible disease and died out. There are now some other theories. One theory is that there was a huge meteorite, which hit the Earth. Or perhaps there were a lot of volcanoes. What would have happened? What would have happened if a huge meteorite had hit the Earth? There would have been a lot of smoke and dust. What would have happened if a lot of volcanoes had erupted at the same time? Okay. There would have been lots of dust and gas in the atmosphere. Both these events would have stopped the sun shining on the Earth for many years. The dinosaurs would have disappeared very quickly. Some scientists think that the dinosaurs disappeared slowly. The Earth was changing, and some areas became cooler and drier. Perhaps the dinosaurs could not get the food that they needed. If scientists had been on Earth 65 million years ago, they would have seen why the dinosaurs disappeared. Okay? Now, guys, what is fossils? Or what are fossils? Yes, fossils are the remaining of the dead animals or the died out animals. Died out means they extinct. They no more there. They no longer exist. Okay? Okay. Now, of course, I underlined some sentences, okay, which belong to the structure. What structure is this, do you think? Yeah, it is if conditional type 3. If conditional type 3. And later we are going to discuss this matter, okay? Now, which of the words in red mean the following? A rock which comes from space. Meteorite. Ideas we are not sure about. Ideas. Yeah. So they are theories. And the singular is theory our theory. Okay, so we cross the Y and put IES. Throughout smoke and fire. Throughout smoke and fire. What is it? Yeah? Yeah, volcanoes. Okay. Okay, and then we have stopped living. Stopped living. Yes. Died out. Okay. Animals that look like small crocodiles. Yes. Lizards. Okay. Answer the questions. How do scientists know how long ago the dinosaurs lived? How do the scientists know how long ago the dinosaurs lived? How do they know? Yes. They know by studying what? Fossils. Okay. Why would a meteorite have caused the end of the dinosaurs? Why? Because, and I don't recommend to start with because, so I'm going to erase it. Why would a meteor have caused the end of, the end of the dinosaurs? I think that they, or when they hit the earth, they burn everything. Okay. What happens to the atmosphere when a volcano erupts? What happened to the atmosphere? Yes. Where is the answer? What happens to the atmosphere when the volcano erupts? There would have been what? There would have been dust and gases, okay, in the atmosphere. Okay, turn the page, please. Let's go with lesson 2. Underline the verbs plus if, would in these sentences. Can you see what is this? The meteorite. This is a meteorite. Okay. Number 1, what would have happened if a huge meteorite had hit the earth? Okay, so he underlined here what have happened if, okay, and had hit. Right. What would have happened if a lot of volcanoes had erupted at the same time? What should I underline? Yes, what have? Would have happened. Okay, if. Okay, if a lot of volcanoes did what? Had erupted at the same time. Okay. What about 3? If scientists had been on Earth 65 million years ago, they would have seen why the dinosaurs disappeared. So, what should I underline? Yeah, if scientists had been on Earth, okay, they would have seen why the dinosaurs disappeared. Okay. Okay. Now, this is our rule. The third conditional. We use the third conditional to talk about events or actions in the past which did not or might not have happened. Like what? Example. I didn't know the answer. If I had known the answer, I would have told you. So I didn't know the answer. So what's the sentence? So here we have 2 clauses, okay? The main clause and the result clause. So we use if with the past perfect to talk about the action or condition, and would, or could, or might have, or might plus have plus past participle to talk about the result. Example, if I had brought my camera, I would have taken a photo of you. But I didn't bring my camera. Okay. So this is an event or a condition that happened in the past. Okay. Now, we can put the if half of the sentence, first or second. That means it might come at the beginning or it might come in the middle. If it's first, we always use a comma. A comma. Okay, here it is. Can you see it? Yes? Okay. If comes at the beginning, we have to separate the 2 main clauses, okay, or the main clause with the other one, okay, the result clause with a comma. Okay, if you had come to my house, I would have made you a meal. We wouldn't have seen that famous singer if we hadn't gone to the concert. Where is the comma? No comma. No comma when we have if in the middle. Okay? Note, we use could for ability and possibility. We use might for probability. Probability, that means maybe. Okay? If I had been here yesterday, he could have helped me. That means he had the ability to help me yesterday. Okay? And we have a little note here. Okay? What is this note? We can use unless. When? That means if not. Okay? When we have what? When we have negativity, when we have negative. Okay? When we talk about negative, for example, Tom wouldn't have bought his new car unless he had enough money. Okay? Of course, you're not going to buy anything without having enough money. So we use unless here. That means negative. That means not. Okay? If not. Make third conditional sentences for these situations. Number 1 is done for you. I didn't have much money, so I didn't buy that expensive toy. If I had more money, I would have bought that expensive toy. Okay? Now 2, I forgot my library card. I couldn't borrow a book. So, using if. So, if I what? Had. My library card. what would happen? I would, and I can write it like this, I would borrow a book. Okay? Library card, and I have a comma after it. Okay? I was tired. I didn't watch the documentary about dinosaurs. I was tired. Yes, if I had been tired, I would have watched the documentary. If I had been tired, I would have watched. Is it right? No, I can say if I hadn't. If I hadn't been tired, I would have watched the documentary. Because my father drove me to school, I arrived on time. Because my father drove me to school, I arrived on time. So if what? Or I can use what? I can use unless my father have driven me to school, I'd have arrived on time. So, unless my father have driven me to school, I wouldn't have arrived, So I wouldn't okay. I wouldn't have arrived on time. Ask and answer. If it had been a holiday yesterday, what would you have done? Example here, it's done here. If it had been a holiday yesterday, what would you have done? I would have played basketball with my friends. 2. If you had found some money yesterday, what would you have done with it? Okay, so if I had found some money yesterday, and I don't forget the comma, okay, I would have bought, let's say, a present for Mom. 3. If you had gone to bed at 3 a.m., how would you have felt this morning? If you had gone to bed at 3 a.m., how would you have felt this morning? If I had gone, Okay, if you have gone to bed, if I have gone to bed at 3 a.m., I would have been tired. Okay, for if you hadn't understood the lesson, what would you have said to the teacher? Okay, so this is for if I hadn't understood the lesson, comma, I would have asked the teacher. Okay. Now lesson 3. Okay. What can you see in this picture? Yes, it's a wall. But it's not exactly a wall, it's a cave. And what's drawn on the cave? Yeah, some animals. And some people were doing what? Hunting, maybe? Maybe raising kettles or raising the animals? Okay, ask and answer. Number 1, where do you think this picture was found? In a cave or in a river? We said in a cave. Okay, so it's in a cave. How old do you think it is, 80 or 8,000 years old? Here he said, do you think? That means he was what? And or. He wasn't sure about the years, okay? So let's listen and go back to this again, okay? Listen to a museum guide talking to some students. Check your answers to exercise 1. Okay. So, here we have the guide and we have the children. Welcome to the History Museum. Have you all seen the dinosaurs? Yes. Good. Now many people ask me, did dinosaurs live at the same time as people? Dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago. Scientists are not sure exactly when people start living on Earth. We think it was about 250,000 years ago. Okay? Today I'm going to talk to you some people. This is 250 million years ago. Today I'm going to talk to you about some people who lived only 8,000 years ago. One of the most important times in history was when people learned to make things with stone. Then they were better at catching animals and could build better homes. This was called the Stone Age. At the beginning of the Stone Age, people moved from place to place. When on earth did they do this? They needed to look for food. Girl asked, where did they live? The guide says, that's a good question. There weren't any houses then. They lived in caves. Archaeologists have found cave art in different places around the world. What did they eat? They ate plants and also meat from the animals they caught. How did they keep warm? They learned to make fire. Then, in around 8,000 BCE, People began farming in North Africa. They planted wheat and they kept sheep, sorry. Okay. They began to build huts to live in, so they wouldn't have to move around. What else do we know about this time? Well, archaeologists have found animal bones which people used to sew clothes. We know that people used animal skins to make their clothes. These kept them warm. It was perhaps 4000 BCE when people started making pots and pans out of clay. This meant they couldn't eat different food like soup. Did they have cans of soup? No. People couldn't eat soup in cans until sometime in the 19th century. You can see that life was very different from today. Okay, so let's go back to our book. Okay, and to see, where do you think this picture was found when we said in the cave? Number 2, how old do you think it is, 80 or 8,000 years old, about this picture? Huh? What do you think? Is it 80 years old or 8,000? Yeah, it's 8,000, of course. Okay. Now, sorry. Let's answer. Dinosaurs did not live at the same time as people. Number 2, scientists are not sure exactly what. Are not sure exactly about what? Yes? Yes. When? People started living on Earth. Okay. Number 3, one of the most important times in history was when people learned to make things with what? Yes, with stone. Okay, full stop. At the beginning of the Stone Age, people lived in, yes, in caves. Farming began in North, and of course we know in North Africa, as we listened. Okay. People began to build huts to live in. Of course, to live in. Work in pairs. Ask and answer using expressions from the function box. Okay, this is the function box. Okay, dinosaurs lived about 65 million years ago. We think that people first lived maybe 250 million years ago. I'm going to talk to you about some people who lived almost 8,000 years ago. In around 8,000 BCE, people began farming in North Africa. Now, so we have all these words, all these expressions. That means what? They mean that we are not sure about the time exactly this incident or these events happen. Okay, so we use almost, about, maybe, perhaps, or in round. Okay? Now, number 1, when dinosaurs lived. So, he asked here, is we do as the example, about when did dinosaurs live? They lived about 65 million years ago. Okay, what about 2? When people first lived. Yes? So, about when? About when? Huh? Did what? People first live. And my question mark. Okay. So they lived. And I can use one of these. They lived. Huh. Yes. Maybe. Maybe what? 8,000 years ago. Okay. When people begin farming. When people begin farming. Do you remember? So I can say people began farming in around how many years? In around what? Yes? 8,000 years old or 8,000 years ago. Okay. When Stone Age? Huh. About when did the Stone Age start? About when did the Stone Age start? About when did? Okay. Yeah. So let's check our answer for question 2. Yes, this is not 8,000, of course. It is 2,500 years ago. Okay, what about this question? About when did the Stone Age start? So it started about we can say 8,000 years ago. Years ago. When dinosaurs die out. So about when did dinosaur die out? They, or I think, they died out. And died out means what? Not only dead, but no more exist. Died out about how many years, guys? Yes? Do you know the passage? Yes? What did it say? 65 million years ago. 65 million years ago. Full stop. Okay? Okay. Now, internet search, you can do this as a project. Scan this code to find out more about dinosaurs. And here is the link. Okay, let's turn the page. Okay, lesson 4. What do you know about these animals? Okay, what can you see here? What is this animal? Of course, it's a crocodile. Yeah, okay. Do you know that this crocodile comes from a kind of dinosaurs, like the lizards, like the hippo, okay? Okay, let's see. Work in pairs and do the quiz. Which of the following can't hippos do? They cannot swim, they cannot walk, they cannot run. We don't know yet until we listen to this passage, okay? Okay. Hippos can walk and run very fast, but they can't swim. When they move quickly through water, they are walking or pushing themselves off the other objects. So the answer is A. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you the answer now. Okay? I'm going to read, to continue. Boy lions sleep for longer than girl lions. The girls have to catch the animals to eat, but many boy lions sleep for 20 hours a day. So, okay. Next. After it is born, a baby giraffe can stand up after about 30 minutes and can usually run after 10 hours. Zebras can run up to 65 kilometers an hour, or you can say per hour. So it's very difficult for other animals to catch them. Crocodiles often wait by rivers with their mouth open when they are hot. It helps them to be cooler. Okay, let's go to the answers. Now, which of the following can't hippos do? Swimming, yeah, or swim. How many hours a day do some lions sleep for? Yeah, 20 hours. How long does a baby giraffe have to wait before it can run? Run. Yeah, 10 hours. How fast can a zebra run? Yes, 65 kilometers per hour. When do crocodiles wait by rivers with their mouth open? When they are hot, when they are thirsty, when they are hungry. Yes, good. It is this answer, A. Okay, listen and check your answers to exercise 1, so it is correct. Count your correct answers, check your results, and compare them with other students and give degrees, okay, or marks about them, okay? Then, it's a project also. Scan this code to find out more about one of the following: lions, giraffes, zebras, and crocodiles. Number 2, find out where they live, what they look like, what they eat, any other interesting information. 3, make a poster or a PowerPoint presentation or a magazine article about them, and here is the link. This should be done in class with the children. Okay. Hippos live in Africa. They like water and spend about 16 hours a day in rivers or lakes. They live in big groups of 30 or more. They are very large animals with big heads and small ears. They can weigh more than 4,000 kilos and are usually about 1.6 meters tall. Hippos eat about 35 kilos of grass a day, and they also eat fruit. They walk for up to 10 kilometers every night, which is when they look for things to eat. Okay. Now, guys, let's go to the review. Now you can talk about animals from the past. Complete the text. Number 1 is done for you. Why did dinosaurs die out? They are different what? Yes, there are different. Yeah, theories. Right? No, it's not theories. Make up your mind. So it is, he says, why did dinosaurs die out? That means extinct, no more exist. So there are different, Theories or volcanoes? Okay, there are different volcanoes. No, not volcanoes, sorry. It was theories. Some scientists think that a what hit the Earth. Yes, meteorite. Meteorite. Okay, and here we have theories. Hit the Earth, or there were many what, so there was no sunlight. Or there are many volcanoes, which what? Erupted. Okay. Use the third conditional match to make third conditional sentences. Number 1 is done for you. If I hadn't gone to the village on holiday, I wouldn't have seen so many beautiful birds. If I had lived thousands of years ago, what would happen? I would have seen the drawings on the walls. So it is B. If I hadn't seen the documentary, okay, I would have seen zebras and giraffes in Egypt. If I had followed you into the cave, of course it is D, I wouldn't have learned about or all about dinosaurs. Talk about numbers you are not sure of. Answer the questions using the words in brackets. Number 1, how many hours a day do hippos spend in rivers? Okay, now this answer is wrong, but it's right. How? We have to write the complete answer, okay? How many hours a day do hippos spend in rivers? Okay, I think that hippos, okay, spend almost 16 hours in rivers, okay? How heavy are hippos? About, and this is the wrong answer. We have to write a complete answer. How heavy are hippos? Hippos are about 4,000 kilos. How much grass do hippos eat? And here I have around. Hippos eat around 35 kilos of grass. How many kilometers do hippos walk every night? I think they walk up to 10 kilometers. Word building skills. Sometimes the noun form is the same as the verb, but sometimes you need to add a suffix. Okay, what's a suffix? It's some letters you add in the end of the word. It's begin here, so it's beginning. Build here, building. Okay? Now, cause, it is cause, it's a verb and as a noun. Hit, it's a hit, as a verb and a noun. Okay? Begin, it's beginning. Build, it's building. And I think that's it, yes. That's it for today. Thank you. Goodbye.